Hello BookTube, my name's Becca and today I bring you my July wrap-up. So you might notice an obvious change in me. I cut my hair. It's short now. I really like it and it's summer still, so it makes it so it's not so hot. So in this July wrap-up, I'm going to be talking about obviously all the books I read in July, but also I'm going to have a section on my Booktubeathon wrap-up. I just decided to put them in the same video because Booktubeathon was like half the books I read in July, so I decided to put them together. So I read 13 books in July, and that's half the books I've read this year. I really want to reach my goal of 65 books by the end of the year, and if I keep reading 13 books every month, I don't see why I can't. So let's just get into what I read this month. I posted my June and July TBR video. In July I actually only read one book, but since I never wrapped that book up, I'm going to be doing it in this video. So I kind of read it at the tail end of June anyways. It's almost July. I read and completed the case study Avanitas #1. This is just a manga. It has a beautiful cover on it, and I thought it was really good. I gave it a 5-star review, and I cannot wait to read more of this series. It's fantasy and has to do with this special book, and it has vampires in it, and it's also by the author. If you've ever read or seen Pandora Hearts, it's by her. So this is just really good, and I definitely recommend checking this thing out if you want to read some manga. The next 3 books are books from one author. I posted reviews for 2 of them already. I will link those down below so you can go and check them out. I was lucky enough to be accepted onto the No Ordinary Star street team for MC Frank, and basically what we do is we review and stuff her series, No Ordinary Star, and so far it's just been so much fun. So the first book I read from that was No Ordinary Star, obviously the first book of the series. I gave this book a 5-star review because I really enjoyed it, and it was just really great. No Ordinary Star is a science fiction novel based in the year 2524, and it was just really great and amazing. And if you would like to know more about this book, please check out the review because my review is spoiler free, and if you watch it you won't get spoiled. You'll just get a feel for what the book's about and maybe you'll enjoy it. The next book I read was No Plane Rebel, the sequel to No Ordinary Star. I also gave this book a 5-star review, and it was just really great and amazing, and I think I liked it more than actually No Ordinary Star because it just built upon everything so well, and it was really great. I've also done a spoiler-free review for this book, so you can go ahead and check that out too if you would like. And then, by the same author, MC Frank, she asked me if I would like to review her new adult novel, and I was like a million times yes. It's called Lose Me, and I gave it a 5-star review because I loved it so much. It was so great. It's a Pride and Prejudice retelling, kind of. The 2 main characters are Ari and Wes, and Ari is a stunt double and Wes is an actor. They're acting in a modern day adaptation of Pride and Prejudice, and it's a really fun read. I remember reading it and I was just like, I just loved it so much because there were so many parallels between Pride and Prejudice, and it was just really great, and a bunch of stuff kept happening and I'm like, what's going on? And it's just a really fun read. If you like new adult, if you like Pride and Prejudice, I definitely recommend checking this book out because it's just amazing. Before Booktubeathon, I also completed and read one more book. It is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This book, oh my god, it was amazing. I gave it a 4-star review only because as a starter to a series, I didn't think it was as strong as Sarah J. Maas's other book, Throne of Glass, but I still really enjoyed it, and I'm currently reading A Court of Mist and Fury, so I'm really enjoying that one as well. But this book is really good. If you don't know what A Court of Thorns and Roses is yet, it's basically a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. You follow main character Freya. Freya is dragged by Tamlin to his world, and he's Fae, and it's about Fae, so it's Beauty and the Beast and Fae and magic and just old world. And it's so amazing just somehow how everything fits together, and I really love the characters she created, and it's just really great. So I definitely recommend checking it out if you haven't yet because it's really cool. And now without further ado, let's get on to my Booktubeathon wrap-up part of this video. So Booktubeathon was just a fun and crazy week. Like, it was so much fun, and I actually ended up reading a lot that week. I completed the challenge for read 7 books. I read 7 books during the week. They weren't necessarily the 7 books on my TBR, but that's okay. That's really okay. Now, I think I also completed all the other little challenges for the week. Although some of them weren't the ones I set out to do on my TBR, I still completed them, so I'm gonna go ahead with those. So the first challenge was to read a person on the cover, and for this one I've designated number 4 of Bloody Mary because there's 2 people on the cover, Mary and Maria, and I think that covers it. I gave this book probably a 5-star review. I normally do that for manga this series, and if you don't know what Bloody Mary is, it's a manga obviously about vampires, and Mary's the vampire. Maria is like an exorcist type thing, and it's just, I don't really know how else to explain it without giving much away, but I definitely think this is worth checking out if you love vampires, and obviously, like, I mean, yaoi, I guess that's what it looks like. So, yeah, I definitely recommend checking this one out. For Read a Hyped Book, I read The Hidden Oracle by Rick Riordan, Legends of Apollo #1. I am also designating this book as Read a Book in One Day because I did complete this book in one day. So there we go. If you don't know, well, I'm pretty sure most people on the planet know what Percy Jackson is. And so this is just a continuation after the 2 main Percy Jackson series. It follows Apollo as he literally falls from Olympus, and now he's a human, and it follows on his adventures and stuff throughout the book. And we interact with people from the other books, and it's just really, really fun. And I really enjoyed it. I gave this one a 4-star review. Now the next challenge was to read a book about a character that is different from you. For this one I have designated number 5 of Bloody Mary because, well, either Mary or Maria are both very different from me because for one, they're both guys, and I'm obviously a girl. For 2, Maria is like an exorcist, sorta, and Mary is a vampire. So they're both very different from me. I also gave this one a 5-star review. For my outdoor read, I kind of explained this in one of my booktubeathon videos, but I won a giveaway for this book for Friends Forest Adventure, and it's an audiobook, so I read this one outside completely one day. It was really cute child's book, and yeah. I gave this one a 5-star review because it's a children's book, so why not? I thought, like, because it was just really cute, and it was really good for children, and it just had, it sent a good message through the book too. For Cover by Read, I read The Neverland Wards by Audrey Greathouse. This book I gave a 4-star review to. It wasn't as good as I was expecting it to be, but nonetheless, I still really, really enjoyed it, and yeah, I can't wait to read more of this series because I think the second one is out already. If you don't know what this book is about, it's kind of like Peter Pan, sort of, obviously, because it's Neverland. You follow Gwen, the main character. She follows her sister Rosemary to Neverland with Peter Pan when she is stolen, and Peter has actually aged now to a teenager because of his time spent in the normal world. He's a teenager, and Gwen's a teenager, but it's not just about their romance. I would say this book pretty much has like 5% romance in it for Gwen and Peter, and it's more about just like exploring Neverland, about the people who want to bring down Neverland, about the lost children, and even some of the annoying little kids there I think I actually enjoyed liking. So I gave this book a 4-star review just because it wasn't as good as I was expecting, but I'm really hoping the storyline picks up in the second book. And to complete the challenge of reading 7 books, I first read The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. This is a classic. If you don't know what the time machine is, it's basically this guy builds a time machine and he goes on adventures, and he discovers the world like way, way, way in the future. It was just really, it was good. It was really dull until like page like 70, I think, and then it really started to pick up, and I enjoyed it more towards the end, so I gave this one also a 4-star review. And then finally, I read number 6 of Bloody Mary. Same as the other ones, this one was just as great and amazing, and I also gave this one a 5-star review. So many books I've already read, but I am not done yet. There's 2 more books that I read in July. The first of which is Pirate's Vengeance by L.J. Andrews. This is the first one of the Djinn Kingdom, and it was a series that I saw on Kindle Unlimited, and the cover looked intriguing, and since I like pirates, I thought, why not? I started to read this book, and I don't know, I kind of was just reading it because I needed something to do on my phone before my battery died, and reading doesn't take up much power. So I was kind of forcing myself to read that, and I think it kind of gave me a bad experience for the first part of the book anyway. But I remember when I returned to reading the novel, it really picked up more, and stuff happened that I really enjoyed, and ended up giving this book a 4-star review. Probably the ending of the book rescued the book from a 3.5 or a 3-star review. So it follows main character Nova, whose father's kidnapped by pirates, and then she goes on this adventure to find her father, but she actually ends up getting captured on a pirate ship, and she either has to conform to pirate life or die. But there's also this darkness dwelling inside of her and all these mysteries going on, and that's basically what this book is about. It's a really interesting concept, and it was definitely unique, and yeah. And then I also read number 2 of this series, Island of Bones. I just read this one yesterday. Like, I read it completely on the last day of July. This book I think was I definitely enjoyed this book better than the first one. I think just because the first one, there was so much of the world you didn't know, but in this one you know everything now, so you just go into the book and all the characters can just grow and everything. In contrast to the first book, I gave this one a 5-star review just because of how much I really, really enjoyed it, and it was really, really good. So this month I read a grand total of 13 books. This equates to 3,232 pages. When you put it in page numbers, that's a hell of a lot of reading to do. That's a lot. I wonder how many characters that is. That's crazy. I also read 4 manga, 3 physical novels, 5 ebooks, and 1 audiobook. So anyway guys, that's been my July wrap up. Thank you guys for watching, and comment down below if you read any of these same books this month. I would love to talk with you about them, or just any books you read this month. I would love to know what my fellow booktubers are reading, and it's been fun this month, and I am hoping to get just as much reading done next month. We'll see you guys all next time, and until then, happy reading.